Okay, so different setup, obviously. At my grandma's house because I'm off from school today. My mom's at work, so I can't be at my original setup. Doesn't mean the video stopped though. So trade deadline. Um, Anaheim Ducks. We're gonna go through Western Conference here, number order, all of that. We're gonna go through Pacific Division, then Central Division. So Anaheim's 19, 24, and 5, 43 points. They're 30th for goals for. They obviously need to improve that. And 20th for goals against. They can improve that as well. Their 2020 UFAs, Nicholas Deloriers, he could possibly get traded. The only team that I really see that could pick Delorier up is Toronto. So Toronto's probably one of the main candidates for him. Then there's Grant, Holzer, Delzato, and Miller. Delzato's probably gonna go. Holzer's gonna go too. Miller, somebody might pick him up if they put him on the market. Some team might be interested in him, but he's probably more or less gonna pass the trade deadline and maybe even pass through the Ducks and go into free agency. Their RFAs Larson and Devin Shore. I'm pretty sure Larson will probably get signed. Shore will probably move on the free agency. I don't see any of them. I don't see any of them getting traded to another team. That's it for the Ducks. The Coyotes now. So the Coyotes 26, 20, and 5, 57 points, tied with three other teams for second place in the Western in the Pacific Division. 22nd for goals for. That is not good at all. They need to improve that. And fourth for goals against average. So that's pretty good. Their goalies, Kemper and Ronta, have been doing pretty well. Aiden Hill played a game for them. So, yeah, they don't need to do anything with goaltending. Their defense is okay. Um, their UFAs Soderberg, Hall, and Richardson. Soderberg, they should keep Soderberg. Soderberg's had a pretty good season, so they shouldn't get rid of him. Hall, I don't see him getting signed before the trade deadline. He's not gonna get traded at the deadline. There's no way Hall gets traded to two different teams in one season. So he's probably gonna stay with the Coyotes, and maybe the Coyotes will hand him a deal at the trade deadline, or I mean before July 1st, or else he'll go to free agency. Richardson, he'll probably stay with the team. Yeah. 2020 RFAs, Hinostroza, Fisher, and Labushkin. Hinostroza, not really that good of a season, so he might go. He's not going to get a big salary boost. Fisher, he's had an alright season, so he might go up in money a little bit. And Labushkin, I'm sure they can work out a deal for him. Calgary, so they are 26, 19, and 5, 57 points. They're 25th for goals for, 12th goals against. Their 2020 UFAs Ryder, Ronaldo, Brody, Hamonic, Stone, and Talbot. They should keep Talbot. Talbot has at times played better than Riddick, and he's been a good backup. If Talbot does want to leave to be a starter for a different team, I don't see anything going wrong with that. I have a good kind of opinion with Talbot because he played a game or two for the Flyers, so don't really mind him. Stone, Hamonic, Brody. I'm sure they can hand those three people deals. Stone was on waivers, but then he cleared, and now he's back with the team. So Brody, Hamonic, I'm sure they can work out deals, but I don't think, I don't think we can work out with both of them. Maybe both of them, but probably not. RFAs Yankowski, Mangapair, and Kylington. Mangapair, they could probably make a deal. Yankowski and Kylington, I think they're pretty much done. Edmonton, 26, 18, and 5, 57 points. They're 12th for goals for, 19th for goals against. McDavid is actually getting the respect he deserves. Gagne, Cassian, Haas, Nygaard, Archibald, and Smith are the UFAs. Smith should stay with the team. He's been pretty well. He's been playing like a 20-year-old goalie, even though he's like 40. So yeah, they should work out a deal for him and don't trade him at the deadline. Gagne and Cassian. Cassian might go at the deadline. Gagne might go at the deadline too, but I'm assuming he'll probably stay with the team until free agency rolls around. RFAs, Nurse and Bear. Ethan Bear probably stays with the team. Darnell Nurse, I'd say maybe stays with the team. Not too sure about that. Haven't paid attention to the Oilers that much this season. Los Angeles, they're not doing too good. 18, 27, and 5, 41 points, 29th goals for, 21st goals against. Their UFAs, Toffoli, Lewis, and Clifford. Toffoli's probably going to go. Lewis, they could probably make a deal work. Clifford, not as good as he used to be. He was good back in like 2012 when they were in the Stanley Cup Finals and stuff. I don't see anything happening personally. So he's probably going to move on. 2020 RFAs, Wagner and Walker. Wagner, they might be able to work a deal out. Walker, not too sure. San Jose, we're almost done with this division here. 21, 25, and 4, 46 points, 28th goals for, 28th goals against. They're the only team that's like that. Malcolm Carlson, Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau, Brendan Dillon, Dell Heed are their 2020 UFAs. Carlson, I'm sure they can work out a deal with him. Thornton and Marleau, I doubt it. Both of them are probably going to retire this season. Now I'm going to have to do career videos on both of them. I don't see them sticking around another year. And if they are able to play another year, they're not playing it with San Jose. They're going to a different team. Brendan Dillon, I'm sure they can work out a deal with him. Maybe even Boston could have even interest in Dillon. So who knows? Aaron Dell, they could probably work out a deal with him. And Heed, I don't see him staying with the team. 2020 RFAs, Kevin LeBanc. They should keep Kevin LeBanc. He's been all right this season, so they should keep him. They did sign that 1-year deal with him, and that deal expires this year, so they should keep him. Vancouver, 27, 18, and 4, the leader in the Pacific Division, 58 points, 10th in goals for, 14th in goals against. The 2020 UFAs are Schaller, Tanev, Fenenberg, Markstrom, Lievo. Schaller will probably move on to free agency. Tanev, they can work out a deal. Fentenberg, not too sure. Markstrom. Now, there's been some things with Markstrom and Thatcher Demko, who is the backup. So Markstrom, they can try to make a deal with him. I think Markstrom did say that he does want to make a deal with the Canucks. So I'm sure they can make a deal with him, but it's not going to be a high salary deal. And if they do sign Markstrom, then Thatcher Demko will be the backup, and Demko might be like, all right, if I'm not getting the starter position, I want to go to a different team. Like maybe a team like San Jose could use him, or Minnesota. Minnesota could probably use him. That would be a great thing for Demko, but I don't see Demko going at the deadline. Maybe during the summer. So Markstrom could get a deal, or let's say this: if Markstrom doesn't get a deal, he leaves, goes to a different team like Minnesota or San Jose, and then Thatcher Demko becomes a backup, and then what happens then? 2020 RFAs, Gaudette, Mott, and Stecker. Gaudette, I'm sure they can make a deal. Mott and Stecker, I think they're pretty much done. Vegas, this one has the most things for. They have a 25, 19, and 7 record, 57 points, 16th in goals for, 15th in goals against. They're kind of in the middle there. 2020 UFAs, Cody Eakin, Ryan Reeves, Nosek, Murillo, Engelin, and Sparks. Eakin, I'm sure they can make a deal out for him. Reeves, there's a kind of 50-50 chance. He could leave or he could stay with the team. He's probably going to leave. He did say that he probably will be able to take a lower amount of salary for him to stay with the team, so I'm not sure. Engelin, he's probably gone. Sparks, potentially he could leave if any goaltending, if any team that needs like a AHL goaltender could use him, he might leave at the trade deadline, or maybe they won't even sign him. RFA, Stephenson, Carrier, Nicholas Roy, and Subban. Nicholas Roy they acquired from the Eric Holla trade last summer. So yeah, Roy probably will leave. Subban, I'm sure they'll try to sign. Stephenson and Carrier, maybe they can make deals out for them. If not, trade deadline or summer deals might be in the market for them. That's it for the Pacific. Are they buyers or sellers? Anaheim's probably going to be a seller. Arizona is probably going to stay put. Edmonton's probably going to buy. Los Angeles is probably going to buy. San Jose is going to sell. Vancouver is probably going to do neither, and Vegas is probably going to do neither either. That's it for the Pacific Division, but before we get into the Central, I almost forgot to do this. So the fact of the video is the Stanley Cup is the holy grail of hockey and the oldest trophy competed by North American professional athletes. It contains names of every NHL team and most of the players who have won the honor since 1893. The trophy weighs 36 pounds and stands 35 and a fourth inches high. So that's a good thing to know about the Cup. We'll do videos on the Cup at some point. We'll do the finalist videos that the hockey guy does. Playoff review videos, all that good stuff. When the 2020 playoffs comes around, we'll do that. That's it for the Pacific Division. Let's roll into the Central. Okay, let's get into the Central Division. So we'll start off with Chicago because that's the number order. They're 24, 20, and 6, 18th in goals for, 16th in goals against. Their 2020 UFAs are Gustafsson, Leonard, and Crawford. Now, it's the same thing with Markstrom and Demko. Crawford and Leonard. If Crawford wants to play as the backup, he can. He could be like Lundqvist with the Rangers right now. But I don't see that happening. They're both unrestricted free agents, so if they trade Crawford and Leonard gets hurt, they're in trouble. The playoff chance for the Blackhawks zoom downhill because then an AHL goalie is gonna have to come up, and you know how AHL goalies play. Unless if he's like Elvis Merzlikins or Korpisalo or anybody like that. So yeah, so Leonard is going to be the starter. If Crawford wants to leave, that's fine. But that could affect Chicago in the future. Their RFAs, Koek, Kubalik, and Kregula. I think all these players, except for Kregula, are probably going to leave in free agency. Kregula, I'm sure they could sign him a deal, potentially. Yeah. Colorado Avalanche, 28, 15, and 6, 62 points. They're second in goals for, so they don't have a problem there. They're 11th in goals against. That's in the middle of the pack, so that's fine. 2020 UFAs, Nieto, Barbero, and Francouz. So Francouz could potentially leave. Who knows? Their RFAs, Burakovsky. Now, he could stay or he could leave. It's kind of half and half there. Tyson Jost, I'm sure they can make a deal for him. Nichushkin, I don't see him leaving. Zadorov, they could probably make a deal, and Graves probably going to be out of here. Dallas. So there's a lot of things going on with Dallas. 27, 17, and 4, 58 points. 27 goals for, that's not good at all. First for goals against average, that's very good. 2020 UFAs, Janmark, Perry, Polak, Sekera, and Kudobin. Perry will probably leave. He might not, maybe might not. But he's probably going to leave with the suspension stuff. It looked good at first, but then with the suspension after the Winter Classic, and then it's just his offense isn't there, and he doesn't have a team. He's not scoring like he did in Anaheim, so that's why. Sekera is definitely going to leave. He hasn't even done it. He's literally done nothing. He scored 2 goals, one in the Winter Classic, the other in the game after the Winter Classic. Yeah, Kudobin, they can work a deal out for him. Gurnoff is probably going to stay. Hintz and Fasca will probably stay as well. So they'll probably sign some good deals. They might get some lowered salary plays. So who knows what will happen. We're almost there. Minnesota, 22, 21, and 6, 50 points. 14th goals for, 27 goals against. Their 2020 UFAs are Koivu. They have to keep Koivu. Koivu's retiring as a Wild. Their RFAs, Kunin, Greenway, Sosi, Straw, and Kakinen. Kunin will probably stay. Greenway will probably leave. Stossel might stay. Straw might leave. Kakinen will probably leave as well. 2 more teams left. Nashville, 22, 18, and 7, 51 points. 9th for goals for, 23rd goals against. The 2020 UFAs are Granlund, Smith, Gimeraldi, Hamhuis, and Weber. Granlund is probably going to be out here. His stats with the Predators haven't been really good. Smith, maybe they can work something out. Grimaldi, probably not. Hamhuis, I don't see him leaving. Weber is probably going to go. Their only RFA is Yannick Trenin. He might stay. I don't know if the Predators will make a deal with him. Probably not. He might. St. Louis, they're basically the best team in the league right now. I mean, there are teams ahead of them, but they're the best team in the West. 11 for goals for, 6 for goals against. Their UFAs are Pietrangelo, Baumeister, So yeah, Petrangelo they need to hold on to until the playoffs. Don't trade him at the trade deadline. He's a very good player in the playoffs. Baumeister, he might retire this season. Who knows? Petrangelo might even retire this season too. Baumeister might even stay. Baumeister might stay. He might leave. It's kind of half and half for Baumeister, just like it is for Ryan Reeves for the Golden Knights. RFAs, Machidon, Dunn, and Blaze. Blaze is probably gonna leave. Dunn might stay, and I don't know about this Machidon guy. So yeah, I think they're in the best position right now. Even if they do get like knocked out, or even if they miss the playoffs, St. Louis won't even care because they won the Stanley Cup. That makes them feel good about themselves. And there you go. Winnipeg Jets, 25-24, 54 points, 19th in goals for, 18th in goals against. Their UFAs Kulikov, Spezza, Bieto, Brassoi, Biliu. Kulikov probably gonna leave. Spezza may be able to make a deal with him. Bittietto might leave at the trade deadline. Brassoi maybe he'll leave. Bellew maybe. 2020 RFAs Nico, Roslovic, and Appleton. Roslovic you need to keep. Appleton is probably gonna leave. I don't know about Niku. There you go. Now the buyers, sellers. Chicago is probably a buyer. Colorado is probably gonna do neither because they're doing pretty good. Dallas is a buyer. Minnesota's a seller. Nashville's a seller. St. Louis is doing neither, of course, because they're pretty much the happiest team in the league right now. And Winnipeg's probably going to buy some stuff. That'll be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the East trade deadline talk. I have to do my research for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one.